Let us now understand the balance sheet. Now, if we have to understand the balance sheet, uh, first of all, remember, balance sheet is always as at a date. P&L, remember, is for a period. That period can be of 3 months, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Sometimes it can also be of 15 months, but that is not a rule, that is an exception. So P&L is for a period. Balance sheet is always as of a date. So 31st March. So balance sheet basically tells you how is the financial position of the company as on a particular date. So generally the balance sheets are prepared at the end of the year. Of course, for a running company, they would prepare the balance sheet every month as well. But for the statutory point of view, it is prepared for the year, for the as of a date. Now, balance sheet has got primarily two component. One is liability, and second are the assets. So, in the liability, the first thing that you see here is your shareholders fund. Now, what are the shareholders fund? Very simple. What does it tell you? When you look at the balance sheet and you look at the item shareholders fund, it means what? It means the money of the shareholders into the business. The money of the shareholders which is flowed into the business tells you the shareholders funds. Then you have something which is known as non-current liabilities and the current liabilities. आई एम श्योर वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड इट वेरी वेल. लाइबिलिटी का मतलब क्या है? लाइबिलिटी का मतलब ये है समथिंग दैट द बिजनेस owes to outsiders. That is your liability. So current liability का मतलब क्या है? Current liability का मतलब है, how do you understand current liability? Current liabilities are those obligations of a business which are expected to be discharged within a period of next 12 months. And those are your current liabilities. Current liabilities का क्या मतलब है? Current liabilities का मतलब है कंपनी के वो obligations जो कि कंपनी ने अगले 12 महीने के अंदर पे करना चाहिए. Those are your current liabilities. How do you define non-current liabilities? Non-current liabilities is very simple. So what is a non-current liability? A liability which is not a current liability is a non-current liability. So the definition of non-current liability is as simple as that. And why is that so? That is because there are only two kinds of liabilities in case of a business. Either a liability is a current one or a non-current one. So current liability 12 महीने के अंदर पे करना है तो current liability है, और 12 महीने के बाद में पे करना है, that is known as your non-current liabilities. We will also discuss few examples of this, but for the time being, let us understand as to what are the components of the balance sheet. So I'm sure we all are clear what is the shareholders fund, what is the non-current liability, and what is a current liability.